What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to show you how to stack sats. I mean, stacking massive amounts of stats. We have just entered into a bull run, and the price will probably go ballistic. And you want to know how to leverage altcoins in order to maximize the amount of Bitcoin that you own, because Bitcoin is king, and owning as many Bitcoin as you possibly can, or Satoshis, that's the name of the game. That's how you really get rich, secure, and lock in your financial freedom. That's your path to retirement, baby. And I'm also going to show you at the very end, guys, I'm going to show you a new project that I have been very excitedly researching. It has got tons of potential, extremely low market cap. It has room for massive gains. Check it out. I'll show you at the very end, so stay tuned. And I even show you some wild price speculation. Again, it is crazy. You probably won't believe it, but it's true. Check out the numbers, check out the chart. And if you follow me on Twitter, you can even download the chart. All right, guys, stay tuned for the video. Check it out. Slap a like, hit the subscribe, the bell, follow me, everything like that, all the good stuff. I will see you in a second. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, as you probably know, Bitcoin is the king of cryptocurrencies. It is the absolute king. And although I'm not a maximalist, I do believe that the risk to reward ratio from Bitcoin is like any other asset class that we've ever seen in our lifetime. And I still find that to be true. I do strongly believe that there is a strong use case for altcoins and alternative blockchains and other token ecosystems. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to stack sats by leveraging your gains in altcoins, because we are about to see an incredible bull run here that we might already be in. And we can expect to see massive gains in altcoins while Bitcoin steadily climbs, probably parabolic actually, but during most bull runs, we see alts far outpace Bitcoin. But at the end of the day, Bitcoin is always the king. And in my opinion, that's what you should be holding your net worth in. You should be counting your net worth not in dollars, not in altcoins, but in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has such a finite supply. I've talked about it in previous videos. The actual supply of Bitcoin is probably something along the lines of not 21 million, but because we've lost permanently 4 to 6 million, just say the circulating supply of Bitcoin is about 14, 15 million. So incredibly finite supply. And I believe that when it becomes a world reserve currency, we will start denominating things not in dollars and cents, not in Thai baht and Japanese yen, but globally, we will denominate things in Satoshis. So we can expect the value of one Satoshi to go up incredibly in the next bull run and insanely over the next 10 years. So what is a Satoshi? For those of you who don't know, one Satoshi is the smallest unit of Bitcoin. Each Bitcoin is divisible to the 8th decimal place. So each Bitcoin can be split into 100 million units. Each unit of Bitcoin, or 0.000001 Bitcoin, is a Satoshi. Right? So right now at current value, what people always go, newbies into the space go, wow, man, one Bitcoin is so expensive. I can't buy a Bitcoin. And you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy a Satoshi, right? Because right now, one Satoshi is about $0.000109. So it's significantly less than 1 cent. In fact, 100 Satoshis is approximately 1 cent right now. So what I'm going to do is show you this handy dandy chart I made for you over here on how to stack absolutely massive sats using the benefit of the altcoin market, and how to, in my opinion, the most secure way to play the altcoin market and make sure that your Satoshi value is always constantly increasing. I think it's far too dangerous to gamble with Bitcoin. The game of Bitcoin, you should value all your Bitcoin, all your Satoshis, and hold on to those things like they're your treasure. Don't ever let them go. Don't gamble with them. Just keep stacking sats. So use dollars to or fiat currency to come into an altcoin, and then leverage the altcoin gains into Bitcoin. So let me show you how this chart works. Let's say that here you've got your altcoins, and I just threw in some random ones. Anything in this on this chart in yellow, you can manipulate yourself and play around with it. So let's say that you have altcoin XYZ and the price for it is $1, and you decide to invest $100 into it. So you have 100 of these XYZ altcoins, and as soon as that altcoin hits a 3 times multiple or a 3x, that would make the altcoin value at $3 from $1. So your gain at 3x from $100 is now $300. You want to immediately take your profit out from that investment. So after you do that, you have house money, meaning that you've now limited or actually eliminated your risk from that investment because you've recuperated your initial investment. So you take that $100, boom, and you put it back over here into your profit in Satoshis. Okay, so now you've got $200 because you had your value was 300 after it 3x'd, and you've got 200 in house money. It's just free money at this point, right? Let's say that altcoin does another 2x. Okay, great. Now it's worth $400. So what you want to do now is you want to take half of that out. So you're going to take $200 out and $200 worth of A or XYZ coin, and you're going to, boom, put that into Satoshis. All right. And now you're going to have $200. And the same thing, next time that hits a 2x, you're going to take that out, boom, put that over here in Satoshis. So it's fairly simple. It's a great way to stack sats. Let me just show you how powerful that is. So let's say in this example, you invested $100 and you took out your profits when I said to do it. So right now at the current price of Bitcoin, $10,950, $100 is going to get to 913,242 sats. That next $200 you pull out, it's going to give you 1.826 million sats, and so on and so on. And this just keeps going. Every time that you can extend this chart out as far as you want, but it's the same at this point, right? Every time initially you wait for the 3x gain, boom, pull out your profit. After that, you're just riding on house money, and you're just going to keep taking out your $200 for as long as you possibly can. And then you're just going to keep stacking these sats. So this goes on really as long as that altcoin continues to perform and do 2x's. Let's take a look at how powerful this is. So your $100 investment at the current price, after you've done the 3x multiple and then 2x multiples, your dollar value that you bought into Bitcoin at was $500, and you've now accumulated almost 5 million Satoshis. So, and the whole goal is, right, to hold that. You're hodling your Satoshis because that's your retirement, right? You don't want to touch that for like 5 or 10 years. That would be the smart thing to do. But let's say that we hit all-time highs again, which we're probably going to do fairly soon. So that Bitcoin price is, again, if it's in yellow, you can manipulate these numbers however you feel fit, right? So if the current price of Bitcoin changes, you change this one. And if you want to speculate or just see where the price of Bitcoin could go in the future, you can change this one here. So at a price of $20,000 USD per Bitcoin, that would make the Satoshi price $0.0002. So your $100 investment turns into $913 US value in Satoshis. Okay, cool. But probably most of you guys are going to be playing with more than $100, right? So you can actually take this chart and you can keep going down here. You can actually use this to put in the real name of whatever it is, right? So, this is BNB or XRP or XYZ, whatever, right? So, but let's just use the same line and say that you put now $500 using the exact same strategy, boom, you have now accumulated 22,831,050 Satoshis. And that $500 investment turned into $2,500 of Bitcoin, right? And you really haven't had too much exposure to risk because if you continue to watch my videos, you continue to learn how to invest in altcoins, you're probably going to do pretty well. So the future value, let's say that Bitcoin goes up to $20,000, that $500 investment turns into $4,566 worth of Bitcoin. All right, now it's a fairly easy chart to use. Now let's be a little bit more fun. So I think that the value of Bitcoin in the next bull run is going to top out somewhere around $333,000. Let's say it does. Boom. Your $500 investment using this method turns into $76,000 worth of Bitcoin. That's insane, right? Get excited about this. Like that is huge. And this is such an easy way to more or less, I wouldn't say it's safely, but it's a smart way to stack sats. Now, let's say that you put $1,000. Boom. Now you're looking at $152,000 if at the peak of the next bull run, assuming that Bitcoin hits 333,000, right? 333,000. Now, let's say that Bitcoin goes to $1 million, which most of us who have been in it for a long time strongly believe that it will, and we believe that it will probably go much higher than that, but let's just say $1 million for now. That $1,000 investment turns into almost $500,000 worth of Bitcoin if that happens, right? So you can just imagine, you can just plug these in with all your investments and see, like whatever it is, maybe the price of the coin is $3 and all the numbers change for you, right? It doesn't matter. These actually doesn't matter. The price of the altcoin and your number of altcoins, this is just for your reference. So you can kind of see at what level the change is. So really what matters right here is it doesn't really matter what altcoin it is. It matters what your investment is, and the strategy is still the same. You wait for a 3x. So if it's $3 when you bought in and it goes to $9, that's when you want to sell out your initial investment of $1,000, and so on and so on. You pull out 1,000, so your balance is 2,000. When that becomes 4,000, you take out 2,000, et cetera, et cetera. And let's just speculate a little bit more. Let's say that you started with, you did this method with $10,000, okay? And that alone turns into 4.5 million from $10,000. So you can see the more that you have to invest, the more exponential gains that you get. And let's just speculate for wild speculation because it's fun. And let's say that the price of Bitcoin hits $5 million. And I would say this is a possibility in 10 years. And then that $10,000 investment turns into 22,831,050. So I think this is important to do sometimes because it's hard unless you have tools like this to really kind of understand the potential value and gains that we can get from doing smart investment decisions like this that really help eliminate risk, help eliminate emotional decisions that are made, because you always get wrecked if you're emotionally trying to invest. I wish people had shared this with me before, a lot earlier. It really, really, really helps to make calculated decisions into the market. All right, guys. So I will make this available on my Twitter. I'll just share a link to it. You can, when you open up, it'll be a view only, so you can copy this, download it, or make a copy of it and play with it, manipulate it however you'd like. Again, the yellow fields are the ones that you can move, and you should be moving the rest of them. And when you do move it, let's say that you decided that you wanted to do, wait till you got 3x before you took out profit. Boom, you can change that one too, right? So, okay, all right, moving on. So I want to talk about another project that I'm very excited about. I think that I'm a credible person to talk about this type of project. It's incredibly exciting. So my project is called CEA. This is my website, right? exchangealliance.io. And what we're doing is building a liquidity aggregator for centralized exchanges and derivatives exchanges and security tokens and things like that. So I thoroughly understand the fact that liquidity is extremely fragmented amongst different exchanges. And also, I have been through the pain. I have accounts at like 15 different exchanges. You all know, all of you guys know the frustration of having to go because a new token comes out that you really are interested in, and you have to go look for it on a new exchange, and you got to sign up and blah blah blah. And then you're like trading across a bunch of different exchanges and things like that. So guys, check out this next project. I'm extremely excited about. It has a very low market cap. First, let's watch a video, and then I'll get into some more details about it. Okay, cool. I am not sponsored by Orion Protocol. I have no affiliation with Orion Protocol. I think it's an interesting project. In fact, I just reached out to the team owners today to see if they would like to have some collaboration potential, because for our company, Exchange Alliance or Crypto Exchange Alliance, we also plan on providing liquidity to decentralized exchanges as well. And it seems like it would be much easier to work with Orion than it would to try to build some of that stuff from scratch. So we'll see how that goes. But as of this point, no affiliation, haven't talked to the team, nothing. In fact, there is one thing in the token economics that I'm concerned about. I reached out to the community earlier to see if I can get an answer for that. I'll explain that in just a little bit here. So what is Orion Protocol? The future of trading is finally here. Trade with the liquidity of an entire crypto market in one place without ever giving up your private keys. Nice, right? So this is kind of addressing a lot of the biggest pain points of the exchange industry. Nope, don't need your help. Go away, thank you. All right, so what it is essentially is it's basically creating an exchange platform without having their own native liquidity that aggregate the liquidity from all the other exchanges into one order book that you can trade across, right? The only trading terminal you need, endless liquidity, one platform, zero risk. Orion Terminal seamlessly aggregates bottomless liquidity from all major exchanges, centralized, decentralized, providing rich trading tools in one easy-to-use platform. Very exciting, like extremely exciting. Just the idea that I wouldn't have to go and if I like, for example, okay, so so I went to actually go buy some of these Orion tokens, ORN, and I went to KuCoin to do it, and there's very little liquidity there. And when I went to go try to buy like $1,000 worth, it moves the market, right? So we have massive slippage. So having liquidity for something like this would help a lot. So they need to hurry up and launch. So this is one of the big things that I think will really, really make a huge difference for us as investors, as speculators, as people who are buying these crypto assets and wanting to trade them. Don't waste time exchange hopping. This is not just time, but it's also frustrating. KYC, depositing, withdrawing assets, all the fees that are involved with that, sending from one exchange to every time that we want to send. Let's say that I want to go buy this Orion token on KuCoin, but I don't have any USDT there, so I need to send USDT from my Binance account. Well, that means now that I'm paying the withdrawal fees from Binance for the USDT and waiting for them to be sent over to KuCoin to then make it, and there's just all these trading fees involved. So it's not just the time, but it's also just the frustration and cost of exchange hopping. Now, this is huge as well, right? So not your keys, not your crypto. You don't have to, this is going to link to your wallet, whether it's MetaMask, Ledger, Trezor, whatever, and you don't have to deposit your assets in the exchange, which is also really, really nice. It's extremely nice. I mean, again, just an example I just gave, if I just had all my assets in my wallet and I wanted to trade on this one platform, then again, there's no sending assets back and forth between wallets. I can just keep them securely on my hardware wallet and I can trade them as I need them. They're all in one place. So again, I don't have to send from one wallet to the next and pay those exchange withdrawal fees, et cetera, et cetera. Because there will be a lot of liquidity, there's not going to be a lot of money wasted on slippage. And I already mentioned the trading fees. Slippage is when, like, for example, if I went to go buy $2,000 on KuCoin right now, I would either have to wait an extremely long time to get it at the best price, or if I bought it at the market rate, that means I would probably be getting, because I'd be getting a lot of slippage because there's not a lot of liquidity, I would be paying a lot more for that token than the market price. And of course, when you aggregate all the best bid offers, meaning all the buy and sell orders from all the exchanges, you're going to be getting the best price, whether you're buying or selling. So they say that they don't compete with exchanges, they aggregate them. This is true. This will actually benefit exchanges by helping them fill orders. So exchanges won't be too mad about this. They won't be getting as much fees because they won't be representing the buy and sell side. However, it's not something that we need to actually care about very much, right? Let's get into the partners. So Orion Protocol has some pretty strong partnerships already. Holochain, Elrond, OneChain, and Certic. Certic for security, OneChain for cross-chain interoperability. Elrond is getting into decentralized finance, and Holochain, a lot of the team comes from Holochain or is affiliated with Holochain. I am a big fan of Holochain, and I like this because Holochain has amazing ethos and core values, and that means that a lot of the team from there, it makes me feel better about the project. They also have great token economics and things like that. Also, yeah, they also with WeWork, FinTech, and Blockchain Labs, and Eterna Borderless Venture Studios. So they also had some help from WeWork and also Eterna as well in building out the project. They probably got some investment from them. And let's get into token economics. So at the core of Orion Protocol is the ORN token. Orion has ensured deep liquidity, Orion has ensured deep utility of its native token across the entire protocol, integrating it into all main transactions to take the form of an internal currency or utility token. No product or feature can work without it. ORN is required for payments, staking, participation, the unlocking of advantageous network access with discounts on trading, Oracle usage, and protocol access. Supply cap token, this just means that they minted all the tokens at the TGE, token generation event, and there will never be any more ever created. They do have burning mechanisms, and then they have this thing that I think is a bit questionable, and I'll get into that in a second, right? So unrivaled token utility. And let me just get into this roadmap real quick. This can go away, can't go away. So this is just the roadmap. So right now they're here at Q3 2020. And they already did a public token sale, listing on exchanges, already done. Private mainnet, so I just signed up for that. We'll see if I'm granted access to that. And Orion Enterprise Trade Widget, and this is telling you that there's fee-based token burn. So there's a lot of token burning going on, which will decrease the supply over time, which is nice because decreased supply, increased demand equals increased token price. Public mainnet is due to launch in Q4. I would love to see that happen sooner than later. Public decentralized brokerage, Orion Price Oracle. Again, these are just the things. So staking rewards here, burning, and discounts. So this is giving you different use cases. This licensing fee is the one thing that is not one thing, but it's the language it's used when discussing the licensing fee that I'm a bit questionable on. I'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, so they've got other tools, a lot of different things that they have for the token to have utility, which is extremely nice. Unrivaled token utility. So Orion Terminal users receive a fee discount when paying with Orion. It's the same with like most other exchanges. That's great. It's not the best token utility, but it does incentivize people to stake tokens. If that was the only token use case, I would say was terrible. Like when Binance started, that was their only utility. It was a dumb idea, but it's a good start anyway. Decentralized brokerage, brokers must stake Orion tokens to be chosen to execute trades, while non-brokers stake Orion tokens to vote for their broker of choice. Okay, Orion Enterprise. The token utility of each DeFi solution lies in the integral role of Orion token plays in the decentralized brokerage, with every transaction within each solution acting as a trade being carried out by a broker. Profit share from each transaction will be shared back to the respective brokers in the form of Orion tokens. Meanwhile, 100% of licensing fees generated from Orion Enterprise solutions will be used to buy Orion tokens off the market and remove them from supply. So this is what I'm questioning here, right? So what does it mean when they say that the fees will be used to buy Orion tokens and take them off the market and remove them from supply? So we don't have enough information about that to understand what that means. Do the tokens go back to the founders and they just hold them? Is there a lock on the tokens? Why aren't they just burnt? Then maybe they should be burnt. That would be ideal. So this gives me a lot of room for uncertainty of, are these tokens going to be back and sold OTC? I don't know. I don't have the information here. And when I get an update, I will let you know. Everything else seems incredibly smart and to benefit the token ecosystem. So I would imagine that hopefully these tokens are going to a good use. They should be locked forever, or they should be shared, or better yet, distributed to node holders, people that secure the network, and putting them back into the token ecosystem to reward people for staking. You could pay out higher staking rewards, things like that. If you created a circular token economy where those fees that people paid, to buy these tokens in order to use things like the licensing, advertising, things like that, those tokens could be circulated back to the people who are supporting the network. This is, again, so diminishing supply. Orion is actively removing tokens from circulation through a number of methods. What does that mean to remove them from circulation? I don't know. I would love some more clarity. So staking, obviously, people stake. They are removed from circulation. That's good. Licensing fee, again, I just talked about that. Refunds. So refunds, I will get into this in a minute. They were done. A lot of the tokens were sold to this DICO model, and it's different than Vitalik's proposed DICO model. This is dynamic coin offering, and I'll talk about that toward here in the beginning. Down here, number 5, strong holder benefits. Similar to tokens integrated with platforms like Binance, Orion will give holders a range of benefits plus additional functionality that will add further value to users and incentivize them to hold. For example, Orion Terminal users can gain a fee discount when paying with Orion tokens. Meanwhile, brokers and non-brokers stakers are able to earn additional transaction fees by staking Orion, with the chances of increasing along the size of their stake. Okay, refund opportunities. This is this new DYCO model, and this is interesting because it creates a price floor or a price bottom where the token shouldn't go lower than the price that the tokens were sold at the sale. If they do go lower, the investors have an opportunity to sell them back to the team in order to get a refund on their investment, which from a regulatory perspective gets a little bit confusing and a little bit like some type of security. However, I am not concerned about that. I love projects that just kind of do what they want. That's just me. So in the current standard of token sales, even if a team is creating a good product, they are not held accountable for creating a good token. By giving token sales participants the ability to refund their tokens, projects have no choice but to make a viable token. By letting people give back 100% of their tokens, which are subsequently burned, it becomes possible to push a project to complete irrelevance if the team fails. The refunds also create a price floor that provides organic liquidity and volume, creating a healthy secondary market. Buyers who come to doubt the long-term viability of the token and are unable to find a good price in the secondary market can not only receive liquidity from the team itself through a refund, but their tokens are also burned. Eventually, good projects are left with a firm base of holders. So if investors end up seeking a refund for their tokens, those tokens are burned, creating less token supply, which should then organically increase the price of the token. Orion will be the first token sale to implement the DICO model, a token sale that succeeds or a token buyers get their money back. The DICO is a first early-stage token sale opportunity that creates a price floor in the secondary market, offering downside protection to participants without limiting the upside. It also holds the token issuer liable. 80% of the funds raised in a DICO are set aside to buy back all holders' tokens. So 80% of the funds raised by DICO are set aside to buy back all holders' tokens. 80% of funds raised. That's a lot. That's amazing. And I think that's within 16 months. So if it's 16 months, they don't, it talks about that here. So only purchase tokens will be in circulation until the 16th month, while every Orion token is refunded will be destroyed, removing up to 100% of circulating supply. So that is interesting. Okay, so it's a really good project. There's a couple concerns I have, but hopefully the team answers those and they don't become concerns at all. It seems like a really smart project. It seems like they might have probably figured this stuff out. We will see about that. So where is Orion right now? It is at extremely low market cap at 8.318 million, which means it has tons and tons of room for upside, right? So, and it's been trading for just over a week. And let's see, let's move in. Okay, so I made another, like on my last video about VID, I made a speculation chart because it is fun to speculate. And you can get a copy of this if you go to my Twitter at Kyle_Chasse and follow me on Twitter. And I will post this for you to take a look at and customize at your will. I will also share this stacking sats one on my Twitter as well. So let's take a look at this. And just so I can give you some reference of like kind of how I came up with my numbers, I think it's fair. Like, so people might be saying, whoa, Binance level? That's crazy, right? Binance is crazy. And yeah, at first it might seem like that, but the difference is that Binance creates a lot of revenue that go to in fiat to their pockets. And if Orion has a sound token economic system, which I have to look into a little bit more, but if everything is built into the token system where everything that's done is creating value to the token ecosystem, then imagine all the money that Binance makes, billions and billions and billions of dollars a year being pumped back into the token ecosystem. Like Binance market cap, if they created a truly decentralized ecosystem where all the revenue flew back into the token, this market cap would be significantly higher. It would be number 2 on CoinMarketCap. It would be in the tens of billions of dollars. So because Orion Protocol, if done right, has potential to be bigger than Binance, and I know that's a long that's saying a lot, but if the user interface is right, if it's a smooth and fast trading system, if they can aggregate properly, and if they can figure it all out, there's definitely potential to do this, right? And so Binance market cap, this is the market cap chart right here. The highest it ever was 5.5 billion, right? And then I think Orion has potential to reach that of Compound or much higher, because Compound is just like a staking type of pool, right? And Orion has all that stuff built into it. Granted, maybe not as sophisticated as Compound, but that's not the primary use case. It also has those features, but it's a trading platform that makes all of our lives way more easy to use. And so if everybody switched over to Orion, or a lot of people did because it's a better exchange trading platform, then we have some interesting things here for gains, right? And so let's look at the market cap. The highest market cap for Compound was $1 billion, right? So speculating, if the project does well, which I think it will because of all the things I've talked about, let's take a look at some speculation. So currently the market cap is a very low 8.318 million. And let's say that the market cap gets to 100 million, which I think it will easily do. That is a 12x from here. 12x. 1,200% gains. So if it gets to a $250 million market cap, that's a 30x. $500 million market cap, 60x. $750 million market cap, 90x. 1 billion, remember this is the Compound all-time high. $1 billion market cap, that's 120x. 120x. Tell me where else you can find that kind of numbers. And I think that's extremely reasonable to expect. Extremely reasonable to expect. Now, if it gets to Binance's all-time high, which I think is also reasonable to expect, that's a 600x. It's like a 600,000% or something insane like that. right? So let's take a look at what this looks like if you invest a little bit of capital into ORN. So again, not a financial advisor, has no relationships. This is just pure speculation. Not investment advice. I'm not saying you should do this, just saying that this is what would happen if you did. So let's say they put $100 into it and it reached the measly $100 million market cap, which I think it definitely will. $100 turns into $1,202. That's nice, right? $100, if it turns into compound size, turns into $12,000. And I didn't set this chart out over here, but let's say that it gets to, I will when I post it to Twitter, so follow me for that. So I get this question mark column over here to see the huge gains. But let's say that turns into something a little bit less than. Oh no, sorry, I did. Just joking. I did. How good is that? That's amazing. Good job, Kyle. Okay, so this equals this. Boom. Okay, so if it gets to the Binance size, $100 turns into $60,000. Not bad, right? But let's say that you put in, let's say you put in $5,000, right? So 5,000 at a measly $100 million market cap turns into $60,000. 5,000 at the compound level, which is $1 billion market cap, 5,000 turns into $600,000. And if it hits Binance all-time highs, we're looking at $5,000 turning into $3 million. Wow. Okay. So now let's just go for, let's just say someone has $100,000 to put in. $100,000 at a measly 100 million turns into 1.2 million. Only at compound size, it turns into $12 million. And if it hits Binance's all-time high market cap, $100,000 turns into $60 million. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Would you please subscribe to get more amazing videos like this? Slap a like on the video, hit the bell so you can always be informed when I make new videos, because things like this are super important and time sensitive, right? You don't want to watch this video in 2 weeks from now when this market cap has tripled. You need to see this stuff as soon as it's ready. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, because I'll be making more videos like this. I plan on doing I'm doing a lot of research into a lot of good projects. Again, I've been in the space for about 9 years. I've invested in about 50 different projects. This is my living. This is what I do. I believe I'm fairly good at this. I've had a great history with great investments. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Take care, and I will see you soon.